Today we're answering the question why labs look normal when the body isn't. And here's the thing that we have to understand about this. What we're looking for here is actually called neurogenesiology. It's where the symptoms are created in the nervous system. So let's understand our lab patterns. So when you get lab tests done, especially serum labs, they are looking for clinical markers. They are looking to see if you are within range of what's normal for that expectation. If you are within normal limits, it means you haven't met those clinical markers. If you are outside of those normal limits, it means there is some clinical ability. Something is showing up on a clinical level. We can see that they are imbalanced somehow. The numbers are not normal like we would expect them to be. That allows them to look further and see if there are other clinical criteria that can be met. If you are within normal limits, however, that does not mean that you are functional. It does not mean that your health is optimized. It does not mean that your systems are optimized. So usually the people that fall into my boat with neurogenesis or with integrated health is the people that they've had all the testing, they've had all the assessments, they've had all these evaluations, and they bring me, books and books of documents and paperwork asking me, can you pull all this stuff together? What does this mean? The doctors have told me this is all normal and there isn't really anything that stands out. And for that person, what I would say, it is time to look at neurogenesis. Neurogenesis is where the symptoms or the illness is created in the nervous system. And it is the step that we do not go back far enough to. So everybody says, especially in the last 10 years, it was, the gut health is everything. Everything comes from your gut. If your gut doesn't work correctly, then you're going to have, all the diseases manifest from there. And it's true to an extent, but we can never segregate just that one functional physiology. We have to go back even further. So this is where I teach people about neurogenesis. If your nervous system is receiving cues, which it is all the time, if it's receiving cues of threat or danger, the very biochemistry that you are running from your brain down to the functional systems in the body is going to be chemistry not based in healing. It is going to be chemistry based in survival. And if you are operating survival chemicals, so if the message that I'm saying, if we're playing telephone here, and the brain is saying to the nerves, and then the nerves are saying to the liver, for example, you know how the telephone game goes, that message can get mixed at any one of those transitions. And so the brain is giving chemistry to the nervous system. Those chemical electrical messengers are going down to the rest of the body now, and the rest of the body is receiving that as instruction. And it's like, oh, okay, I'm supposed to do this, and that's the expression now of our body. And so if the survival state biochemistry, see, we all understand survival state pretty well. That's such a fad and such a trend that is being talked about now, fight or flight and fawn and freeze. But what doesn't get talked about enough is the uncontrolled, you do not have a conscious ability to create these biochemicals on your own. Your body produces them, but you are not directing them. The nervous system's perceptions coming in, all of the communications, there are 5 of them that the body takes as communication to give perception to the nervous system so that it knows what chemical message to deliver down to the rest of the body. And then the body has to act that out. It's like a computer program. And so our expression of the body is a way downline effect. It is a consequence of this dictate from the nervous system. And this is where I believe the nervous system has to absolutely be involved in every time we evaluate a body. So often when we're doing assessments of any kind, we are assessing at the downline consequence. We're looking so far down the road. We're fighting with Band-Aids. It's my new book coming out, by the way. You'll get to experience a lot more about what that means by fight. We're fighting with Band-Aids. We're fighting the downline effect. We're fighting the consequences. So this goes beyond root cause medicine. Root cause medicine is, okay, we can understand the root of where the rash on the skin is actually coming from blocked lymphatic ducts or blocked detox pathways. Why did that happen? Why did the blocked detox pathways happen in the first place? And for that, we have to go back even further. So I love that in our time frame, we have gone from not healing with Band-Aids, or at least we've gone to some more natural Band-Aids, but then we've backed it up to root cause. And now root cause functional medicine has been kind of primary concern, primary topic. And now we need to take it back even further. It's got to go back more primal than even understanding the root cause of an illness or a symptom. So neurogenesis is that primal question. And I don't mean that we have to, recede back into our, cavemen days, but we have to understand the primal initiative of the body is to stay alive. That's, point blank, that's the goal. It's not, it doesn't really care if you have a rash or, pimples or hormone imbalance. It doesn't really care. The point of the body and the nervous system is to instruct and inform any sense of danger that could be present so that you can become aware of it and make that change. But what your body does is your body goes into a chemical pattern. And it's that chemistry that we're missing. We are missing that fact that we don't have a conscious delivery for those biochemicals. So why your labs are not normal, or why they're normal, but you know that they're not normal. If they were normal, I should be feeling great, right? So if you're having, especially in chronic illness, if you're having chronic illness and there's no assessment that has showed what's wrong, and you've been evaluated in every way, it absolutely is time to go and look at neurogenesis, study neurogenesis. So I am the founder of that discipline. I am teaching and training that all the time because I think as a mystery illness survivor myself and not having conventional ideas that worked for me, it is something that I stumbled on, that I think God and the universe brought to my attention, and it has been my source of research for the last 20 years. And so now I'm finally, after many case studies and case reviews, I am bringing it to people that are also in possibly a mystery illness position where they've tried everything and they need more understanding. They're needing another puzzle piece. This may be the puzzle piece that can bring at least more questions for you, so that you don't feel like you're at the end of your rope. If your cells are surviving, if your cells are still living, you're still alive. So if you're at the end of your rope, definitely go to my website, amandawentland.com, and you can learn more options about neurogenesiology and ways that you can learn it there. Thanks for tuning in.